It is clear to me that you need to actually have the audacity to start showing up in your life. Hello, you guys, and welcome to a quick little video where I just intuitively, impulsively felt inspired to pop in and tell you why you, girl, you and me, need to have more audacity in our lives to show up in way bigger ways and go for things where we've felt so scared to, whether it's because you felt unworthy, not good enough, too small, like you have to shrink yourself down. What I want to do is in a man's world, or if you feel like I'm not pretty enough, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too this or that, stop. Things will never change for you if you don't start showing up with more freaking audacity. Think about how many times we hear men and their audacity, the audacity of men. And yes, they can be annoying, but the one thing that they do have that we can learn is audacity. And I've said that word enough times for this video now, I think, but I'm gonna need you to apply it in your life. Think about times where they just don't care about what they're doing. They don't care the way that they're showing up, how they're manspreading.
Manspreading is when a man spreads his physical body to take up as much space as humanly possible.
Simply being who they want to be, and they don't see anybody around them. While you're sitting there all shrunken and all like tight, and you're just scared and you just want to be left alone and you just want to dim your light. I need that to stop for you. I need you to think bigger, I need you to dream bigger, and I need you to do bigger. I love that video on TikTok of the girl who talks about doing a rejection challenge or calling it rejection theory or whatever it is. I feel like everything is a theory right now. But essentially, she applied to Harvard literally for fun. It's one of those things where it's never gonna happen. Why am I even doing it? Whatever. And I think she did it because she wanted to get rejected as many times as possible to kind of grow accustomed to it, because I genuinely believe that once you start going for things and you start getting rejected, you also start to take things less personally and you grow for it, and you actually find new avenues that maybe you wouldn't have found before because you never had the balls to show up for it. And what of course ends up happening? She freaking gets in. How insane is that? How insane also is it that she could have probably been rejected from a quote unquote lesser university and felt really bad about herself. And then if she never applied to Harvard, she would have stayed in that place, and she would, let's say that university that rejected her is here, and then she settles for one that's here. It's just like guys. But she actually could have gotten to Harvard, which is here, which she did. But if she never applied, she would have settled for what was like 3 steps beneath that. Let's be all about doing things that we're passionate for and going for things that we want to go for, and not just randomly going for things or randomly trying to necessarily get rejected by everything and everyone. But the only way you're going to have the audacity is if you stop letting fear ruin and run your entire life. If you keep letting fear be the thing that drives you, because that's, if you know it or not, that's the thing you're doing. If you never dare to set more and more goals for yourself and making more decisions and more things you're actively doing, you're never going to grow your confidence. You're never going to know your true self. You're never going to know what you're capable of. One thing that I know that I have hated in myself and I've done and wasted so much time on doing is playing small. Whether it's in a job or in a situation where I can feel, if I am my full self right now, expressing myself, if I am loud, if I sound too confident, if I speak too much, I have seen enough times in my life that I will get reprimanded. I will be told by my friends and family like, ugh, or at my job, the boss won't treat you as nicely because you're being too much, you're being too good at something, which is funny. That's why you're there, but they don't like it when you outshine them. And we can definitely go into like Robert Greene, and when he talks about not outshining the masters, I do think that he has a point. But if you never learn for yourself to show up the biggest and the best way for you, how can you ever grow in the things that you want to grow in? I am finally getting to the point in my late 20s where I'm doing things for myself and not giving so much of a and it is so liberating. Funny thing is, I am more disciplined and I have more standards than ever. So this is not about me being like all willy-nilly and just impulsive. This is about me actually setting boundaries and showing up for myself and going for things without it always having to be approved or validated by someone else. Because I am for sure the person who used to always ask,
what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
Would I ever have the balls to ask someone or find someone who knew about the subject? No, I would always find my friends and family People that have never done what I want to do, who aren't the people that I want to be, those are the ones I'm asking. What am I doing? I genuinely used to think that there would be a day where I would just wake up and be the person that I wanted to be. Like, I can't wait until I've done all this prep work and then magically she appears, the perfect, prettiest, most grown up, amazing version of myself. But no, there is just now. There's just action. There is just what we choose to do right now. I have to go to those places that scare me, that make me uncomfortable, to learn how to show up bigger. If there's a voice in me saying, I think you should go there, I think you should do this and this and that, if you start doing it, you start to become more open and you start to become more confident because you're not taking it as this huge all or nothing kind of a thing. It's like if you go to one job interview, you get rejected and you thought that you were gonna get it because finally I got an interview, and then you don't get it, and then you just feel depressed and stupid and sad when really something much better was in store for you. But you never tried. You never had the audacity to just go for 100 things, or to keep going, or to be consistent, or to even think bigger for yourself, just to actually dare to say to yourself, great, fine and dandy, wasn't the thing for me. There's something aligned with me. There's something that's more meant for me. There's something bigger for me. And I'm just getting so sick and tired of seeing this narrative where so many around me, where I've just seen too many people being sad. I have seen myself be sad for too long, when really it always comes down to just getting up and trying. Because it's the only way that you ever see your life change. And if you have seen anything on my channel, I am all about inner work and healing, because I truly believe that your subconscious drives the conscious, and that we need to do that inner work to be aligned and to become our best selves. But I was stuck in that trap for so long of believing that that work was going to do it. It's like when you watch The Secret and you think you can sit back and your chair is going to become a car like it does in the movie. Of course it's not. But there is this magic to the energy of it if you finally align your action with it, right? And currently in my life right now, I feel more inspired and liberated, and there are more opportunities in my life than there ever have been. And why do I feel better than ever? It's because I'm finally starting to build so much trust in myself. And you need to have trust in yourself. And that needs to be the very first thing that you prove always. You need to have discipline, standards, and boundaries in your own life. And then you need to prove those to yourself. Because if you can't commit to yourself, if you can't stay loyal to yourself and your goals, how can anyone else ever come into your life and do those things? If you can't show up for yourself, how is anyone else going to show up for you? If you don't believe in yourself enough, why would anyone believe in you? If you cannot trust yourself enough that when you say, I'm gonna do these things, and then you don't do it, why would you ever feel confident? Why would you ever become confident? Why would you ever trust yourself? And then lastly, what will your life look like if you don't do it? If you keep going the way you have been, if you keep shrinking yourself down, because trust me, if you don't do something about it, it's not going to stay the same. It's just going to get worse, because you're going to keep shrinking yourself down more and more. Then you're going to become bitter. Then you're going to believe worse and worse things about yourself. Then you're going to settle. You're going to get comfortable. You're going to get sad. It's not a pretty road. So don't do that, okay? Have the audacity to dream up something amazing. So, with that said, I just looked up and it was 11:11. How magical. I am currently working on a challenge that I will be posting on Saturday night, Denmark time. And that is a challenge that's going to be 2 weeks for the rest of April, where we're going to do a number of things to become our best selves. We're going to manifest, because I realized so many times now that what you just need to do is choose. You just need to make a decision. You just need to show up. I need you to show up for yourself and commit to the challenge, because if you do that, you commit to yourself. Finally, show yourself that you're invested in yourself and your future. We're absolutely going to be talking about daily tasks, big and small, waking up early. Yes, we need to. Doing things to become our best selves, and actually setting those standards and keeping them for ourselves. So let's see if you can do it. I beg of you, please have the audacity to. I know I will, and I've seen it make changes in my life. And so I will see you back here then. Thank you. Okay. Bye, you guys. See you tomorrow.